Alright, hello. I'm gonna check this out real quick. Hello? Alright, hello. I'm gonna check this out real quick. Hello? Alright, hello. I'm gonna check this out real quick. Alright, well, welcome. First ever SCS Combat live stream. We're here tonight for UFC Perth, the live watch along. Jamie Malarkey is just about to enter the octagon. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get started. Let's get going. No round timer of the night. Didn't have time to implement that, unfortunately, but hopefully that's something we have for the next live stream. And we'll be doing this for boxing as well, so keep an eye out. And if you're watching, subscribe, follow along. Who knows if we can get any viewers tonight, but it's the effort that counts. So, alright, well, I believe my pick for this fight was not actually Jamie Malarkey, so check out. His opponent hasn't walked out yet, so oh no, he has. He's in the ring. Right, my bad. Yeah, so I picked Bedoya in this fight. Ronaldo Bedoya. So yeah, let's get this one underway. So Lima is the underdog in this fight, or he's from Peru. Bedoya is the underdog in this fight, I believe. Obviously, Malarkey is more likely to be the favourite because he's from Australia and that's where the fight is. So he's the -125 favourite. 6 foot. We haven't got a reach advantage on there, but we're getting the introductions right now. And yeah, I mean this is interesting. I haven't done this before, but we'll see. Alright, so the fight just got underway. Malarkey in the green, Bedoya in the red. Not much happening right now. Obviously, just finding their ranges. Both missed with their strikes. Um, yeah, this should be an interesting one. A lot of time to fill out here, but you know the way the starts fights goes, where people just figuring out their time and their reach, their range, stuff like that. There. Um, yeah. Head kick misses by Bedoya. He's in that southpaw stance now. Switching stances here is interesting. Obviously, that's something that presents challenges in boxing and MMA. Nice kind of up jab landed there by Bedoya. You know, nice switch kick to the body as well. Sharp start from him. Malarkey still kind of missing. It would appear that Bedoya has found his range quicker than Malarkey has. Takedown for Malarkey though. Bedoya trying to push, get up, gets the space, creates his legs, up on his feet. There we go. So Malarkey is on the back of Bedoya right now, but they're in the clinch, kind of, on the feet, not on the ground. Malarkey's still trying to get that takedown, gets him down again. We grab the cage, but Malarkey is now on Bedoya's back. So this could get interesting. Obviously, the main move here is the rear naked choke. Malarkey's got his hooks in, I believe. Yeah, he's got a body triangle. I don't actually know what he's going for here. It's interesting. I think he's just trying to turn him around, yeah, to go for that rear naked choke. He's got the body triangle in. He's got one arm around the neck. Obviously, he's trying to fight, get that second hand. This is good from Malaki because he was struggling on the feet. But it was just quicker and found his range quicker. Now we've got Malaki here, finding his groove on the ground. So that's the great thing about MMA, different aspects. But definitely trying to use the cage to his advantage. He tried to grab the cage to stop the takedown and stuff, but it's not really happening at the moment. He's kind of high up. He's getting that body triangle where it's kind of more on his hips instead of his stomach now, which might help him, but Malaki's still getting that choke. Just on the neck or on the chin right now. Bedoya fighting hard, obviously, to get out of it. This is the last thing you would want. He is probably in the worst position for it, though. So just hand fighting now at the moment, really. Malaki trying to land some strikes in there. That's my advice. What I would do actually is try and land some just tapping shots in there to try and distract him. But obviously he's just going for the neck right now. The Beto is fighting hard, man. You gotta respect it. Malaki's getting closer though. Just kind of see this. I mean, obviously, once you get in that position where your opponent has the body triangle on you, it gets really, really tough. But Midori has done the right thing and he's got onto that side. He's now like broke the body triangle. Malaki's still got the body lock, but there we go. Great work from Bedoya. But I mean, no. So Bedoya just got out of the position where Malaki had. He first of all he broke the body lock, and then got off him. Got Malaki off his back, and then sat up and let Malaki get right in his back again. So that was a smart move. Here comes Malaki again with the body triangle once again. He's got 2.5 minutes of ground control. There's a minute remaining. So once again, you've got Bedoya doing the right thing, just leaning on that foot and pushing the knee, breaking the body lock. He gets up again, does he? Creates space, goes for triangle maybe, but he's just got full guard. Bedoya is throwing elbows from the ground, looking to do damage from his back. So is Malarkey. Bedoya looking for that arm triangle, probably just trying to create space. As he does, he rolls over on his back. Malarkey's still with him though. Malarkey with the body. Oh yeah, Malarkey with the body triangle again. Or the hook's locked in anyways. So he's going to go for the body triangle maybe. That's bound to hurt the knee, surely. Well, I suppose you get used to it. Got Bedoya just kind of chilling out here, smiling at the end of the round. He's definitely lost the round though. But I think he's just happy he didn't get submitted. And that was the worst possible position he could have been in. And he survived it, so fair play to him. Round 2 coming up in a minute. So I think just what I'd like to see, obviously from Bedoya, is he needs to prevent any mistakes that are going to lead him to end up on the ground again. You know, although he survived, he was in the worst position possible, and you don't want to be there again because that could definitely, obviously, end the fight for him. And he looked sharp on the strike and looked sharp on his feet at the start of the round. He was catching Malarkey with some nice shots, his jab, his body kick. So that's what you want to see from him. But for Malarkey, you want to get back to that position, was the best position possible. And yeah. So we're getting hit with the last fight, the Power Slap sponsor. Power Slap's live on October 3rd if anyone wants to go and watch it. I won't be there, unfortunately. Won't be going live for that one, but I will be live on October 3rd maybe. Or I'll be making a video, so come back, subscribe and check that out. For Paul Hughes versus Nurmagomedov number 2, the PFL lightweight world title. Now round 2 back underway. Once again you see Malarkey's kind of rushing in this time, needs to watch. Nice right hand from Malarkey though. Or maybe a hook. Goes to the uppercut, miss it. So Malarkey on the back foot again, but shoots in for the takedown. We end up in the clinch. Now this is where Bedoya got tucked down from, but he breaks the clinch, and now we're back into the centre of the octagon. So that's better work from Bedoya there compared to that first round. where that is where he got took down from. Back to the leg kicks. Nice right hand from Bedoya. Just kind of fainting, looking to get his way in, but he doesn't need to watch the level change from Malarkey. You know, they both like jump in, kind of that could lead to their downfall because if you're Bedoya on one hand, obviously you could get hit with a level switch there, and it's pretty, it gives your opponent way more chance of landing a takedown. And obviously from Malarkey, Bedoya is not going to keep this fight on the feet, and will be looking to land sharp strikes from obviously standing position he's in. And if you're jumping in, we all know what happens there. You could use one of the fighters from the main event tonight as an example. Whenever Krylov jumped in that direction from at Reyes, Reyes countered, and obviously because he's already coming into it, and Reyes hits really hard, that puts him out cold. Marky landed a nice overhand right just there a minute ago. Still trying to find his range, Malarkey. Leg kick misses from Bedoya, head kick blocked. Level change again, nice defense from Bedoya. And he misses though, and he gets tagged with a right hand and a left hook, and he's on the back foot here. Maybe just got stunned, another left hook tags him. Another one. Big right hand from Malarkey. Bedoya's getting tagged with some shots, and there we go. That was like a perfect level change, but he just kind of slipped up, Malarkey. And he's going for that single leg. Will he get it? Bedoya throwing in some elbows in there, but Malarkey has got that leg, and he lets go, and now we're in the clinch. Still trying to work on a takedown here, Malarkey, but that was good work from him on the feet. He landed some nice sharp shots. Definitely looked like they stunned Bedoya a bit. He was on the back foot. Malarkey shoots in on the double leg. Does he get it? Trying to fight the grip here, Bedoya. No. Still going for that takedown, Malarkey. Just up against the cage at the moment in the clinch. Knees to the thigh from both men. Obviously, Bedoya just trying to work those hands, trying to keep himself up. Kind of collapses onto Malarkey, but they're back up again, and that was definitely a knee to the groin, but Bedoya did just eat it. Another sharp right hand from Malarkey. Malarkey's come back with a good striking now, so obviously that's better from him because it was not good in the first round. Nice sharp left. He's switching stances as well. Just trying to land over the top mainly, and then the hook is there usually for him as well. Oh, see, that's the dangerous one. He's shooting for the level change fake and an uppercut. Just not quick enough, or not even quick enough, just not accurate enough with uppercut. He did just hit the chest of Bedoya. Shooting in on a single leg once again, Malarkey. So whole lot of wrestling here for Malarkey, but Bedoya has had very, very good defense this round. Hasn't been tucked down just yet with 40 seconds to go. Nice elbow on the clinch break there from Bedoya. Nice jab. Obviously, he's very wary of that level change now, but he's very wary of he should be wary of the uppercut coming in from that level change. So, good elements added here by Malarkey to keep Bedoya thinking constantly. And even when he thinks it's the right thing he's doing with a level change, maybe he gets hit with an uppercut. Nice hook there from both men. Nice jab from Bedoya. Kick to the groin from Malarkey. But Bedoya kind of landing some nice shots towards the end of the round. And to me, it looked like Malarkey is getting tired. He's looking at the clock. He's breathing heavy. Although he still won that round, Bedoya kind of had not a breakthrough, but Malarkey did look tired towards the end there. So we'll see what comes from that there. Just see on the replays here, sharp shots landed from Malarkey. I think what you need to see now from Bedoya, obviously the takedown defense was great, but in the first round when he lacked it, his striking was good. But that round when he had it, his striking wasn't as good. So he kind of just needs to get more into that groove with the striking. Find his jab, maybe work the body more because Malarkey is tired, and maybe get wind him with a shot, hurt him. Body work. It's kind of it for Malarkey. Just keep the same thing up. Keep up with the feints. You had nice uh, level change into uppercut was nice. Landed some nice hooks in there. Landed some nice right hands over the top. Maybe even a straight left in there from a stance switch. So just keep that going for him. He does look tired though, so this one could turn out to be interesting. Round 3 underway. And you see Bedoya just straight away onto the fence, marching onto the front foot and not letting Malarkey, set the pace, and a nice straight and a nice uppercut from Bedoya. Hurting Malarkey here. Malarkey is tired, I'm telling you. Needed the body nice from Bedoya. Still biting on that level change feint. Nice job, nice right. Yeah, no, you need to. Right, Bedoya needs to abandon that body kick. He's been out of range so many times. He's just throwing a nice knee. Malarkey's kind of on the run here, to be honest. He's cut onto the eye as well, but he's very, very tired. And his feints, although Bedoya's kind of biting on them, they're slower. He's trying to work hard here, though. Nice check hook from Bedoya, or Malarkey. Nice jab again. So what we're seeing here from Bedoya is kind of a jab, 1-2, and then an up jab. So that's obviously something that he's looking for. You can see McGregor throwing that shot. It's not as powerful, and it's more of just kind of a jumping in jab, but it's still a nice shot. It's still landing. Lands an elbow there in the clinch break after defending the takedown as well. You see Malarkey shooting for the legs bad here, but Bedoya is defending once again. Kind of a slip there for Bedoya. Nice job again. This is all Bedoya so far in this round. Malarkey misses an overhand right, and Bedoya's just sticking that jab in his face and walking him down. Maybe some tapes to the body would be nice here, but then again, that would, leave open for a single leg, which Malarkey is looking for. A nice straight from Bedoya. Defense takedown. Needed a body in the clinch, and that's nice work right there. Nice job once again. The face of Malarkey, who, although he just landed a good shot there, I'm looking for that uppercut again, but the face of Malarkey is busted up. He's looking for his shots, but he's getting hit, man. Nice job again. The jab from Bedoya in this round has been brilliant, and that left hand, or that right straight. Defends again. See, the takedown attempts from Malarkey aren't even proper takedown attempts in this round. They're more feints. Like, followed through a bit, but then he breaks. I think it's just to catch a break, because this constant pressure from Bedoya is insane. Nice job from Malarkey. Bedoya just walking him down at the moment, though. Bedoya is locking in that guillotine standing. He's got that, but how much of a threat it is, yeah, Malarkey's out. Big elbow from Bedoya. Malarkey is one tired fighter in this third round. After fighting two great rounds before as well. Nice body shot from Malarkey though. He's really looking for that kind of pull back right hand, but nice left from the stance switch from Bedoya, who's not trying to land elbows and close knees. That body is really nice work. Obviously trying to tire their opponents more. The legs of Malarkey now getting tired. Spinning elbow from Bedoya lands. We know what they've been like this year. They've been producing some insane knockouts. Leo Murphy, Carlos Prates, Nice uppercut though from Malarkey. He's still fighting back strong. Biting down on that mouthpiece. Bedoya just scrapping though. Bedoya shoots in a takedown, but it's to land knees to the body from the clinch. Bedoya should look for a finish here. He's got a minute left, and he's definitely 2 rounds down in my opinion. Malarkey shoots in a single leg, gets the leg, but he's overall too tired to get the full takedown. Nice pull back right hand from him though. Nice jab again from Bedoya. He's definitely proved to be dangerous. He's definitely got the better conditioning out of the two. But Malaki's still in there. Bido trying. He's tired as well now. Down to the final 30 seconds here in round number 3. It's a lightweight bout. In terms of what the future looks like for these, and Bido trips into a single leg against the cage with 10 seconds left. He's going for that Kimura, but I don't think he's going to get it from that angle. He tries to get up, gets up, we're in the clinch, seconds left. He lands an elbow, gets the underhook, and that is it. The fight is over. So that, in my opinion, is definitely a malarkey fight. Just although he definitely lost the third round and lost it by you may say the second round was close, but I definitely say that he lost that third round by a mile. So I think that would be the score. I've got a 29-28 to Malarkey. Alright, so Jimmy Malarkey does get the decision victory there. UFC Perth, the first fight of the live stream, the first ever live SCS combat fight. Reaction, Jimmy Malarkey is the winner, UFC Perth. Yeah, fair play to him. Great performance. Obviously, he just got tired in that last round, but that can be fixed for some fighters. Some fighters it can't. Overall, great performance. We just gotta put out the tweets here. My bad for any silence, but we do gotta get this sorted. We are running multiple platforms. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, TikTok. Now, although there's only 12 fights tonight, the overall pacing of the show, that fight just ended and they just got out of the octagon, and Andrei Petroski is already walking to the cage. So obviously this is very fast paced. Obviously well known, but we've had 4 fights fall out. There was originally 16 fights for this card, but there's now only 12. A whole lot of pullouts. I believe one of the Taffa brothers, I don't know if it was Justin or not, but he was the last one to pull out there. Some heavy hits for this UFC Perth card, but show still goes on and some great fights so far. Alright, so we're back for this fight. Very fast paced event. But second fight, here we have Andre Petroski. He will be taking on, just let me check. Andre Petroski will be taking on Cam Roston. Now, Cam Roston 12-3, Andre Petroski 13-4. So very good match, evenly match probably this fight. Cam Roston, Cam Roston is from Australia or New Zealand. My bad, Auckland, New Zealand, and he's the underdog going into this one. So interesting going into this. Now, who did I pick? So my pick for this fight was Andre Petroski. So let's see what happens. Obviously, we're back. Let's go. Andre Petroski got the purple shorts on. Even with the option, not a lot of fighters wore them the different colored shorts sometimes. But obviously from Auckland, roasting in that roast on in that green shorts, green and yellow. So once again, just not much happening. Obviously, the first kind of opening minute, both fainting, both trying to find their range. Petroski has kind of got his arm stretched out to the side, but Roaston is very tall. See that there? Definitely got the height advantage. One of the taller fighters we've seen so far. So that's obviously an extra obstacle in the way for Petroski, but Rostown's not really using it so far. He's kind of just on the back foot, letting Petroski walk forward, which is obviously a problem for him because if he can't find his range before Petroski does, he's in big trouble. Especially because he's got that longer reach. Really nice knee to the body there though from Rostown. From Roaston. Whenever you haven't heard these names pronounced, because obviously I don't have the volume on, it's tough right now, but we're here. Nice leg kick from both men there. Kind of see Petroski is obviously just trying to find his way into the range. I'd like to see that jab more from Rotown or Roaston. We're struggling. And there's definitely going to be hard names to pronounce in this one, so I should not be struggling here. But see, there we go. Nice jab, nice 4-punch combination there from Rostown. Landed clean. Use the jab to get in, then the right hand. The right hand over the top. Obviously, he's got some. I believe he just dropped Petroski. That's my bad. I'm not looking. Obviously, trying to land that ground and pound. Petroski throwing up for an armbar though at the moment. Triangle or triangle choker maybe. Petroski going for that submission from his back, but Rostown is out. Some ground and pound here from Rostown. Roaston. Elbows, heavy elbows. Petroski in trouble here. Heavy ground and pound. The referee steps in. 2 minutes 20 seconds left on the clock. Rostown stops. Andre Petroski. What a performance. He does the "you can't see me" and wipes his shoulders. What a moment for him. Gets the stoppage victory. I did not actually see the knockdown, so I would like to see that there. But what a performance. Great ground and pound knockout there. Great stoppage. So you kind of just see a lead left hook. Lands perfectly on the temple and puts Petroski down as he's running in. Brilliant shot there. Yeah, brilliant. Unreal. Right on the temple, and obviously, as you know, takes the legs. Brilliant shot from him. So, let's go. That's a good one for the producers and their pacing right there. First round knockout, 3 minutes in, perfectly placed shot. Obviously it was going to be difficult already the whole night for Petrosky when he was running in, trying to get his range. And you've got Izzy in the crowd there doing "You Can't See Me" as well. So obviously a lot of fighters like to do their WWE stuff, but let's go. Gotta make the tweet here. Alright, so coming up next, we have the return of who some would call the greatest actor in MMA history, Rodolfo. Wait, hold on, these names again. Not a fun time for the names. Rodolfo Bellado. So Bellado obviously fought Paul Craig in his last fight, and if you've seen that there, you'll have seen Paul Craig did hit him with an illegal up kick, which he jumps back from, complains to the referee, and then hits the floor like he's knocked out. Then about 5 seconds later, starts jumping about the place as if he's just woke up and he's shocked and he doesn't know where he is. So obviously you can suspect that he mightn't be the biggest fan favorite of all time after that there. Now, overall, so far some great fights. Now we are just taking an ad break here, so at least there will be a wee bit of a break in between fights here. And I'll just check on this once again, see how it's going. Alright, so we've got the trailer playing here for this event, and obviously, as we all know, Dominic Reyes, they're showing in this trailer, they're not hiding the fact that he did not go on a good run at that John Jones fight. Lost multiple times, ended up getting knocked out brutally multiple times as well. So it wasn't a good couple of years for the Devastator, but as we've seen recently, 3 fight knockout streak, you know, brutal TKOs to knockout cold of Krylov. Great comeback here for Dominic Reyes over the last year, and obviously if he wins this fight tonight, the main event, he defeats the real number one contender, in my opinion, because both Fury and Khalil have already lost. That leaves Carlos Ulberg at number 3 ranked. And obviously, if he loses tonight, that should be a title shot for Dominic Reyes, who beat Dustin. Is it Justin or Dustin? He beat Jacoby, he beat Anthony Smith, and then obviously he knocked out Krylov. And it was, as we've seen in the past, his nickname is the Devastator, and he's devastating power. You cannot hide that. You cannot get away from that. And obviously we have seen before from Ulberg, he has been knocked out. He has been stopped by I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that name, but obviously he's been stopped before in his first fight in the UFC debut. Obviously he's been on a win streak from then, but it's kind of yeah, so he's been on the win streak from then, but this is the biggest step up in level he's had in a while from, one of those knockout losses, probably the one to Yuri. So it's interesting. But he has come back and he's looked, as good as ever. And obviously he's a fan favourite in the UFC after that John Jones fight, where obviously a lot of people feel like he was robbed, put on the performance of a lifetime and doesn't get the victory. That's the way the sport goes a lot of the times. So yeah, as you see there, Dustin Jacoby, Anthony Smith, Nikita Krylov, back to back to back TKO or knockout victories. That's what you want to see right there. At least they've got the right photo of him. I'm pretty sure ESPN used the actual edited photo. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's from his yearbook where he has his quote. It's like, it's about falling but being able to get up or something like that. And someone added it to put his hairline like on the left and right side of his head, just completely back. And I'm pretty sure ESPN used the troll photo, which is funny. But we're just waiting here. Surprisingly here, because of the pacing of this event has been so quick. Surprisingly, there's actually a bit of a break here. We've got an ad break, got kind of a tourist break. We're watching some. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what these animals are. Kind of look like a half rat and a half rabbit, but they're chilling. Looks like he's eating a Pop Tart. I don't think they're that tough to get through though. Well, there we go. Surely probably as many animals that I don't have a clue about. Next up though, now these names. Sterling versus Bellato. Now, Sterling is undefeated, 7-0 in the UFC, and as I mentioned, Bellato on the other hand, coming off the back of probably what some would consider an Oscar-worthy performance, but luckily for him, he gets a chance of redemption here against an undefeated, hard-hitting prospect. It is interesting, like, so you see here, quite a good few finishes, and this guy is only 7-0 and he's already had a fight in the UFC. I think, in my opinion, one of the things that annoys me with the UFC is like if there's a really hyped up prospect, and obviously, so a lot of them do get beat in the contender series, but like sometimes there'll be a really hyped up prospect, and instead of just signing them and like giving them proper fights, the UFC put them up on the contender series, and obviously that's a good thing to like fully check them. But the annoying thing is like the amount of UFC fighters that are on the roster that probably just are there to be beat. And when there's a star that goes through and they've been doing really, really good, been getting knockouts or dominant decision victories on the contender series, they get their fight, and if they don't get a knockout, they don't get signed to UFC, which is respectable. But at the same time, it's kind of like considering other people that are probably on the roster. Could we just give certain people, all right, maybe he didn't have the best night tonight, but he still won, he's still undefeated, but that never happens. And obviously, there's good reasoning because it would probably promote lackluster fights, but at the same time, you kind of look at it, you're like, even with the Torres Finney thing, like, Dana White brought him in, told him no, told him to get more fights, even though he won, right? He comes back. I don't even know if he got another fight. But he comes back the second time, wins dominantly. Dana White tells him no, get more fights. And then literally within the same Contender Series season, Dana White brings him back, so he didn't even have time to get more fights. He wins again dominantly, and then he gets into the UFC. And I think he's 1-1 from then. But I think Dana White loses out on a lot of name value, and especially over in the UK, the Europe kind of area. You know, you look at fighter recently there, Paddy McCrory. He lost, or Paddy McCrory, sorry. Shout out to actual Paddy McCrory though. Wonder what's next for him in his boxing career. But Paddy McCrory, you know, although it was a dominant victory for him, he didn't produce enough. You know, he didn't produce enough output. Unfortunately for him, and that was kind of the downfall for him. And Dana White wasn't a big fan of that, which obviously led him to not signing him. And I can respect it because, you know, if a fighter doesn't perform in the Contender Series, you can take it in a way that that's their biggest stage yet, and they folded under the pressure. But honestly, I feel like more fighters should just be signed. Now we are on the walkouts here. We've got Starling walking out right now, back into the rhythm of the fast-paced event. Good crowd there. Obviously, we've seen this week that ticket sales were actually kind of low for this, and ticket prices did drop a lot. So it's interesting to see that a good crowd actually turned out for this event. Navajo Sterling right here, from New Zealand as well. Obviously, Bellato not from New Zealand, the B side in this fight, but Sterling hits hard enough. Bellato maybe in check before, obviously that up kick. I don't know what happened in that Paul Craig fight, but this one should be interesting. Undefeated Sterling as well, so that obviously gives him, you know, extra edge, extra grit, and we'll see. But here we go. Starting to win by KO. Bellato to win by KO. So plus 110 for Sterling, plus 650 for Bellato. So obviously it's more likely Sterling does get the knockout victory here. Alright, let's go. Get this one underway quickly, please. But yes. We got 27 versus 29, 6-4 against 6-3, and 2.5 inch reach for, or 1.5 inch reach for Sterling. Sterling is the minus 270 favourite as well. You've got plus 220 underdog for Bellato. Obviously, the circumstances around Bellato coming into this fight, considering his last fight and the way it ended, you know, he would have come into the fight being an underdog probably no matter who he was fighting. So it's still light heavyweight, can still crack probably, still, you know, capable. And obviously, when someone's an up and coming fighter, an undefeated fighter, it's more likely that they come up against controversies that they haven't faced before, and they have to figure out in the moment if they can do it or not. So this should be interesting. Now, we're just waiting for these introductions to get done so we can get into this one. No, it says 4-inch reach there, but 60% win rate. He's kind of undefeated. And that's what I think it means. Whenever he has a 4-inch reach advantage, he's a 60% win rate. But I don't know what that stat was for. Locked in, we've got, I think that's Beltron. Yeah, look at that ball knowledge right there, Mike Beltron. He's got the beard tucked in now. Probably enough to do knockout damage itself. So it's probably a good thing. Ready to go here. Come on. Alright, round one underway, starting versus Bellato. Bellato kind of very jittery on the fence here already, but he is biting on the fence itself. Nice 2 to the body from Sterling. Nice deep kick as well. Low kick from Bellato. Overhand right misses and kind of swinging already. So Bellato is looking very hyper at the moment. Just nice straight work from Sterling though, and using that deep kick to the body to obviously back off a very front forward Bellato. We're in the clinch here up against Cage. Nice body work, knee to the thigh, Bellato. It's interesting to see if Bellato takes this to the ground. Hopefully Sterling doesn't throw any up kicks. You know, let him get out of the fight. Both just trying to trip from Sterling. Bellato gets up though, and Sterling turned him around, but Bellato's back in control of this clinch position. Minute in, clinching, knee to the thigh. I can't hear the crowd, but I do suspect they're probably booing. Nice kind of elbows here just to roughen it up from Sterling. And he does switch around on the cage. Now he's the one looking, shooting in for the leg, maybe. No. He's trying to control. I would break from here if I was him. He was having great success at his range on the feet, striking. Now he's just kind of holding up against the cage, holding that body lock. Using it to land some nice shots here. Hooks around the guard. Bellato not really doing much movement. Great body shot from Sterling there as well. He's kind of like, doesn't even have the body lock anymore. Oh, spinning elbow from Sterling. I think it just about missed, or maybe landed with more of the kind of forearm area. Nice low kick from Sterling as well. I think you can kind of tell already, although Bellato's trying to convince people, I think Sterling's more sharper. He's been more accurate, and Bellato's just kind of very twitchy, but not maybe landing as much. Nice overhand there from Sterling as well. Maybe try a jab from Bellato, from Bellato. He's not really doing much right now to work his way onto the inside. He's just kind of walking in, and that's where he gets teep kicked, jabbed. Nice body shots there from Sterling, damaging hooks. Bellato will not be taking them all night. If you're going to talk about who's in shape by the looks of it to take body shots, you definitely say Sterling. Looks like he's had the better conditioning. Shoots in for the takedown, defended though. Now we're back up against the cage with Bellato kind of controlling it again. Should be probably here for a minute. Did take a while after the last clinch. Yeah. Once again, just working, trying to land body shots from both men, and Sterling does get him off the cage, switches it, and we're free from the clinch, which is good stuff. Shots get through for both men there. Kind of not like a technical. Well, it is technical, but Sterling's throwing some straight shots, but a lot of times they're both throwing hooks or overhands at the same time. So obviously anyone could get caught here too. Light heavyweights. I really like the body work though right now from Sterling, who does get tagged there on a counter from one. He's kind of got strange movement. Nice body shots from Bellato, and he whiffs a massive hook. It just about missed. Kind of clipped Sterling just on the nose. That would have been serious trouble for Sterling if that one would have landed. Big hook. But we're back in the clinch here up against Cage where they meant to go in round number 1 of 3. Back at range here, back off the cage. 20 of 33. Huge combination for Sterling. Body hooks and head hooks. Uppercut hook. He's landing some huge shots. Nice right hand. He does get clipped himself though, needs to watch. The body work is really nice here from Sterling. Oh, he hits a huge knee though. Yeah, this body head combination work with hooks and uppercuts is absolutely brilliant. No, he just misses an elbow and falls into the clinch mistake there. But I will be looking to make the most out of this opportunity. We need Sterling to break here. Doesn't need to watch. He doesn't tire himself out. But come on, Bellato's holding on his hands with both. He's got the wrist control with both hands. You'll have to see Sterling throw. Oh, huge spinning back fist misses by Bellato as well. He's throwing some wild stuff, and I think he knows he's probably in danger already. Fainting from Bellato there on the spin kick spot, I would say, or from Sterling, I would say that's round 1, 10-9 Sterling. Just landed. I mean, he was teeing off at one point there, so definitely his round. Not much from Bellato there as well, although he was landing some kind of skimming shots in between the blows of Sterling. I don't think he done enough to get that round in the slightest. So let me put the tweet out here. Be interesting to see. I mean, the body work there was huge from Sterling. So it'll be interesting to see how that takes effect on Bellato. Round two underway. Hold on. Mike Beltran does this thing. I don't know what he's waiting for, to be honest. But oh, are you ready? Yep. Right. We're round two back underway. Once again, the same stuff from Bilato, kind of coming out fainting. Head kick from Sterling. Head kick from Sterling lands kind of with a knee on the ear as well. You know, Bilato's going to get caught, in my opinion, here if he keeps walking in without setting it up, without trying to do anything, without trying to jab, kick his way into range. He's just going to throw hooks and miss. We're in the clinch again, and, Bilato didn't really look like he was going for takedowns in this position before when he's in control. So he's kind of just stalling here, in my opinion. Whereas Sterling's looking to work, obviously, to get him off the cage, which he's done every time, and he's done it again where Sterling has swung it around here and he's broken. He's added a huge knee to the body, uppercut, left hook, elbow. This is some brilliant work. Sterling's got great variety in his combinations, body, head, hooks, uppercuts, elbows, straight right hands. And very impressive striking here, to be honest. And he did a nice job early on in the fight as well with a straight left or straight right. You gotta love getting your southpaw. Oh, Sterling lifts Bilato and slams him down onto the canvas. Sterling now on top against the cage. 3.5 minutes left to go in this round. This is definitely a dangerous position for Bilato. Sterling's looking for the ground and pound already. If he can posture up and land elbows, it's going to be serious trouble for Bilato. Hopefully 12-6 elbows are legal, because if they aren't and Sterling lands one, well, all of a sudden someone will be, even though the likelihood of him actually getting knocked out this time will be higher. You never know with Bilato at this rate. Just kind of some tapping hooks landing around the side of the guard right now from Sterling. Kind of trying to posture up that elbow, but the more he does it, the more Bilato can get his back against the cage, and he's near there. Sterling gets on top of him again, kind of pushing him down a bit more. He's got that leg lock. You kind of see Khabib do it, but he only has one leg on it right now. Bilato trying to scramble to get out of there. Gets his leg free. Sterling's still on top though, still with kind of a hook in that leg. We're in the half guard position right now, kind of. And a whole lot of hand fighting. I think Sterling should stand it up. I know he could do some ground and pound here, but if it remains stagnant for too long and he maybe can't get what he was looking for, damn, he just get up, because he was landing some nasty shots in the feet and is still alive, batting favourite. Don't be doing that though. You never know with this stuff. Or maybe that was a different sort of thing there, actually. Got some blood now. From who though? Bilato elbow in the shoulder. I believe that Sterling is actually cut here. Unless the blood, no. Looks like Sterling's cut. There's blood on the left eye of Sterling, but I don't think I can see a cut in that area. But there is blood on the chest of Bilato as well. So yeah, so I think it's a cut over the cut on the right side of the face for Sterling. He postures up though and skims a huge elbow. He's getting close here. Bilato's getting closer to the feet though. Bilato is up and we're in the clinch. Now Bilato needs to have urgency here to work and to either get his own takedown, get his wrestling going that he's been looking for maybe, or to get, some significant strikes landed, because this round is all Sterling, who gets the underhooks again, gets him up against the cage again. Is it the blood? Is it the nose? So blood from the nose of Sterling, actually. Nice right hand, nice knee to the body though from Bilato. Still trying to march his way forward. Be interesting to see what that grappling affected, what way the grappling affected both fighters. Bilato's kind of just walking forward and the head kick, so at the moment that's not too smart. Nice uppercut again from Sterling. Knee to the body, lovely. Tape kick, you see 41 of 79 strikes there at distance from Sterling. He's landing at more than 50% rate, whereas Bilato lands 12 of 43. So you can clearly see the range, further the range suits Sterling better, who uses a check hook there to switch angles. 20 seconds left in round number 2 here. Needs to watch, don't get lazy with Sterling, kind of lazy jab there and just ended up clinching. Get caught with some shots in the way out as well. Nice body hook from him though. He's repping that body, loading up, spinning elbow misses. Bellato gets the body hook. Bellato gets the takedown at the end of the round. In my opinion, though, that's not enough to do. That's not enough to get him the round. In my opinion, he did kind of stick his head into him there. So yeah, that's round 2, 10-9 again for Sterling. In my opinion, was landing some brilliant shots on the feet. Then got the takedown controlled for ages, and obviously got tucked down at the last spot. I don't think that was enough at all for Bellato to even just nick the round. I don't think that was it. Alright, so round number 3 underway. Bellato with the same front foot pressure, walking forward, at least setting it up with a T kick now to the body, trying to work his way in. Maybe see some feints here from Bellato as well. He's kind of just marching forward with a high guard, eating some shots to the body into the head. Starting with a tape kick. Bellato's getting through though. Starting throwing back. Come on, body work. Nice job there from Sterling, kind of just trying to push Bellato off, but he follows it up with some brilliant hooks to the body. Bellato shoots in on the single leg, tries to throw him on his back, but unfortunately it just slips away from him. Really nice leg kick there from Bellato, near dropped Sterling with it, near took his feet from underneath him. Oh, they're trading shots. Nice left hook from Sterling. Nice body hooks again. If I'm Bellato, I'm trying to land throw in between those body hooks. I know that could cause more pain from the body hooks, but it's your best opportunity to land. Deep kick from Sterling. So more feints here from Bellato, looking to just close the range, but he's not throwing enough strikes in my opinion. Misses with a jab there. Both land jabs. Jab to the chest. Hooks to the body, and we're back in the clinch. So the clinch has obviously been a big part of this fight, but in my opinion, even when Bellato starts out with the control, he just gets spun around on it. He hasn't really shot for any progression on a single leg or a double leg, and Sterling is the one that actually ended up getting the takedown in the last round from the clinch, as he switches this position over again. Now has Bellato on the cage. They'll get it into the center, and they'll probably break here again. Yeah, off knee break. So that's kind of been the theme throughout the whole fight. Bellato clenches up against the cage, Sterling spins him around. They both kind of struggle each other into the centre of the octagon. Sterling throws a knee, breaks the clinch, and we're back to striking, which is obviously Sterling's, forte in this fight, or his area of dominance. Bellato's got him back in the clinch in the cage again, looking to work towards a double leg this time. Is he going to get it? Is he really shooting for it? I don't really think he is. He's going to say, we've got him defending here. So, once again, Sterling has just spun him off the cage. We're back into the centre of the octagon nearly. Bellato spins him around though, gets him back onto the cage. And he's shooting, he's looking for that double leg. Is Sterling going to get the defend on it? He has so far. Bellato looking to tangle that leg and get him down. And Bellato does get him down, pulls him down from behind, but going for the neck here, Bellato. We've got Sterling on a knee up against the cage. Well, we've got a minute and 50 left to go in this fight. Let's see if Bellato can get that finished, because in my opinion he's down 2 rounds right now. Sterling throws him off and they're back up. Bellato's got his back against cage, he doesn't anymore. And we're going to see a break here, hopefully. Yep, Sterling switches it, breaks, got Bellato up against the cage. Now I like see him go to work again with the body. Elbow there. Bellato's just shooting for takedowns now in between the strikes. Got a single leg. Loses it. Nice body shot from Bellato. Believe a hook to the headland for Sterling as well. Great back and forth fight this one. Nice jab and leg kick at the same time. Knees to the body. We're back in the clinch here. Up against the cage. This from Bellato hasn't done, Bellato hasn't done enough damage at all. Not even close throughout the fight to win. And he hasn't really used these clinch advantages or these clinch positions to advance either. A lot of the times he's only started doing it in this round, in my opinion. Spinning elbow lands for Sterling. Nice body work again. 2 hooks though from Bellato, who also looks for his own spinning back fist. And these two are heating up with 30 seconds left to go. And they're equal on significant strikes. Oh, that might have changed. Sprawl from Sterling defends the takedown. Now they're throwing hooks. Caution to the wind. Lovely, lovely right hand from Sterling. Throws and catches Bellato perfectly as he throws for the spinning back fist. Huge body hooks from Sterling. These two are throwing down. Right hand. These are bound to stun Bellato. Nice jab though from Bellato. And again, body kick Sterling. Spin kick misses from Bellato. Head kick misses from Sterling. And that'll conclude the fight. What a scrap from both guys, in my opinion. That is either 29-28 Sterling or 30-27 Sterling. I definitely think he won that fight. Brilliant combinations, body and head. Great takedown control, or ground control, sorry. Whenever he got caught in that clinch, kind of just switched it around, got it back into the center of the octagon, and, used his knees to break the clinch. And he was landing some clean knees as well in between. So that, in my opinion, is a Sterling win. 30-27 probably as well, in my opinion. Great round. Great last round. Great overall performance from him. I think his combinations impressed me a lot. His ability to, he would mix it up. He would kind of go elbow, head, body, mixing it up in all sorts of ranges. I've got to get the tweet out here, so, allow it and announce this decision as well. So I'll be right back. All right, so next up, starting off the main card, we're on to the main card, right? Tom Nolan will be taking on Charlie Campbell. Now, Tom Nolan originally scheduled on his card to take on Ivan Elder. Ivan Elder obviously fell out of this fight. Charlie Campbell steps in. Now, Charlie Campbell, I don't know, a lot of you might remember him. He's coming off the win. A win, it was over a year ago though, back in April 6th, 2024. But a lot of you might remember, if you ever seen a fighter and DC asked him post fight question in his interview and he pulled off, you know, the Rock thing where he's like, "What did you think?" Oh, I don't care what you thought. That's Charlie Campbell right there. So obviously an entertaining fighter, knows how to sell, knows how to make a moment. 9-2 going up against 9-1 Tom Nolan. So this should be a very good fight down at lightweight. And I don't know if this is a walkout already, and it is. Alright. And are we good here? Alright, so I'm back in a second. We got some technical difficulties at the moment, so bear with us right now. Alright, so we're back. Tom Nolan actually coming out heavy on the head kicks here at the moment. Charlie Campbell just kind of looking out, feinting, trying to find his range, trying to throw leg kicks. Lands a nice inside leg kick right there. I mean, that's a dangerous shot, but lays him very open. He just threw a huge, like, looping hook to the body. Charlie Campbell gets a knockdown there, I think, once again. Me caught locking away. But Tom Nolan goes down. Charlie Campbell asks him, tells him to get back up, so we're back on the feet. Here, 1 minute into round number one. Spin elbow misses for Nolan, who gets tagged a bit. They go down. Charlie Campbell brings him back up onto the feet again. So clearly not going to go to the ground here. It's a nice job there from Tom Nolan. So we're kind of looking right now at a striking match. So that's fun. Considering the last fight, I mean, the amount of times it just ended up as a clinch with no actual damage happening. Really, it was lackluster points, then very hyper points. These two are going straight at it with the striking. Campbell fainting, trying to get in range. Obviously, Tom Nolan on the back foot here. Goes for a knee but gets leg kicked in between. Nice left hand, right hook. We've got a southpaw here in Tom Nolan. Charlie Campbell, orthodoxy. I'm interested to see how he handles that. Done well so far. I believe there's blood from the nose of Tom Nolan, so halfway through the round, got blood from the nose. It's very interesting to see like what fighters will throw for like feints compared to when they actually throw it. Like you never really see people throwing full fledged head kicks. A lot of the time, obviously, because they usually miss. Oh, brutal spinning back kick to the body from Tom Nolan, but a huge right hand from Campbell and they're going to war already. That spinning back kick to the body from Tom Nolan was perfectly placed, landed square in the centre of the body. Uh, probably hurt, probably what hurt Campbell wins off that one, but they're in the clinch at the moment after both tagging each other with some hard strikes. 2 minutes left to go in the round, and yeah, Campbell switches. Alba misses from Nolan, needed the body again. The body work from Nolan is key, and I think he knows he hurt Campbell with a spinning back kick because he probably would have hurt every fighter on the roster with it. Teep kick from both men misses. Very flat footed, Charlie Campbell trying to work his way in. Feints missed the head kick from Nolan. Both kind of, yeah, they're just throwing in between each other's strikes right now. Huge hooks land for both fighters, but Charlie Campbell's backing Tom Nolan up here, landed a couple of nice ones, sharp. Down goes Campbell, but might have just been more of a pushover with a check hook. These two are getting into it. This is what you call a great fight right here. Some shot from some strikes in the clinch there from Tom Nolan, trying to wrestle his way down with the body lock, and he gets Charlie Campbell down. He's now in the back with a minute left to go in the round. Gets the hook in, going for the choke. Does he have it under the chin? I think he might do. It's a bit of a weird angle. You can't really see what's happening. There we go. Charlie Campbell taps at the end of round one. Tom Nolan gets a submission victory. Brilliant scrap so far, or brilliant scrap throughout the round, and then Tom Nolan gets the takedown. Brilliant work in the clinch. Actually, advanced position in the clinch, which is something we've seen a lack of tonight. And then he gets the takedown, and very quickly actually gets the rear naked choke. But let's go. Good win for him. Yeah, that spinning back kick to the body from Tom Nolan was actually like fight ending. Before I played Charlie Campbell, he just tanked it. Great win there for Tom Nolan, who moves to 10-1. Good enough record there for him. Um, Charlie Campbell obviously not happy with how that went. He wouldn't be. It's pretty much concerning how quick he got subbed, to be completely honest. But it was a great fight up until that point, and he was landing some damaging shots. So he might have been on the the worst end still with that. The way that spinning back kick landed was brutal. So up next we have Jake Matthews taking on Neil Magny. Now Neil Magny is coming up off a win, round two KO for him, round two KO TKO against Dos Santos. Um, Before that there, I believe he might have been knocked out by Carlos Prates, was he? Hold on. Yeah, so before that there, Carlos Prates knocks him out, and before that there, Michael Morales knocks him out. So this would probably be another one of his comeback wins. But Jake Matthews on the other hand, coming up off a submission victory in the first round against Njokani. Hope I'm saying that right. And a decision win once again at UFC 312 there, so that might have been a while ago. But the Celtic kid, let's see it. I think Jake Matthews might have been the one. There was one of these Australian fighters one time that was like quite hyped up, but he was actually quite good. And I always can't remember the name because it's always like he's quite similar. I think with Jake Matthews and then Jack Jenkins or something fighting here. It's kind of like hard to remember, easy to get confused from, but we're gonna see here. Neil Magny, I mean, his record is like, so Jack Jenkins here is 27 or 22 and 7. Neil Magny is 13 or 30 and 13. So 43 fights here for Neil Magny, 29 for Jack Matthews. So that is wait. Nah, man, my head is gone. What's happening? I think that's 71 fights combined for the two of them. Um, both very experienced veterans, but obviously Neil Magny way higher experience at the top level in the UFC. So we'll see how this goes. Right here. 72. I was off by one, but I believe Tom Nolan is still doing his interview here. So the pacing has slowed down a bit, which is obviously brilliant because that means we will be here to at least 6 in the morning. I mean, you love to see it, don't you? But I suppose while we wait, I don't really have much of a breakdown on the last fight or this fight coming up. But back in the win column tonight after just chill out a bit back more and try not to injure the back at the moment. But so first big fight for a while for Sean McComb, who gets the victory tonight over Ben Crocker on the GPM show over in Sheffield, I believe. Now, obviously, we all know Sean McComb, one of the best boxers in Ireland, and got the opportunity of a lifetime, you would say, against Arnold Barbosa Jr. on the Ryan Garcia versus Davin Haney card in New York last April, and he got the co-main event slot against Barbosa. But unfortunately for him, even after a great performance, in my opinion, at most or at least a 7-3 victory, Sean McComb gets robbed on the judges' scorecards, which isn't shocking. We've seen that happen before on plenty of occasions, and that was just another one of them, where a fighter who doesn't have the bigger name but wins and outboxes a fighter completely gets robbed from the chance of a lifetime. You look at the fights Honor Barbosa went on to at that there against the likes of um, Jack Catterall. Then he obviously fought Teofimo Lopez. So that would have been life changing money and life changing opportunities and potentially wins for Sean McComb. But unfortunately, that was all stole from him, which is the way the sport goes. It is the most corrupt and disgusting sport in the world, and that's all I've got to say there. But you know, Sean McComb finally gets he had a wee comeback fight, 6 rounder I think, and finally got another step up tonight, and he took on Ben Crocker. Now Ben Crocker was the IBF European Super Lightweight Champion and undefeated, 14-0, 2 knockouts leading up into this fight, and I mean you've got to give this kid all the respect in the world because not a lot of people were willing to take on Sean McComb, as you can tell. No one would fight him from the Barbosa fight. He kind of had, his skills didn't match his name value because he's world level skills. But unfortunately, his name value isn't that big at the moment. But obviously, his promoter's going to be working on that. Um, so starting off in the first round, Sean McComb came out on the fades, bounced up and down the footwork, looked great, and then he threw a shot, changed the angle and come out with his hands down. And fair play to Ben Crocker, he caught Sean McComb with a spectacular left hook straight on the chin, and Sean McComb deferred him as well. He just took it, got up, and was ready to go again. Recovered well, survived the rest of the round, and had a good comeback round at 2, 3, 4, 5. In my opinion, um, that's when he started to take over and outboxed Ben Crocker in the rest of this fight, in my opinion, and did land some huge shots as well of his own. I think the only problem I had with Sean McComb was in the earlier rounds he was loading up too much and then obviously missing, but then obviously going over the front foot more than he needed to, which obviously could get him caught with counters. But we all know Sean McComb is a world level boxer from that Barbosa Jr. fight. And he proved that again in there once. He proved that once again in there tonight. Great win for him. Hopefully, bigger and better things to come next from Sean McComb. And I said this on my Twitter, which if you already don't, go and follow. But 2 seconds here. Alright, so yeah, I already said this on Twitter, and if you already don't, go and follow me over there. But huge respect, all the respect I can give to Ben Crocker, because an undefeated up and coming kid with a lot of hype behind him, 14-0, European title sitting there. He had no need to take this sort of step up. And although Sean McComb doesn't have some world ranked title, it's clear that he's a world level boxer, and that's the step up that Ben Crocker's willing to take, willing to challenge himself against. And he put on a great performance, obviously with a knockdown, and give everything he had. And for that reason, you have to respect him more than any fighter that wouldn't step into the ring with Sean McComb. And you're talking the names of Davin Haney here that maybe should have been fighting Sean McComb, but it ended up falling out. So you see the reasoning, and this is how the fight game goes. If you're world level, but maybe your name isn't big enough, you don't get the fights, and it's annoying. But the people at world level aren't willing to take that risk because they know they'll lose. You know, a lot of fighters after that Barbosa Jr. fight would have said no chance to fighting Sean McComb, and that's where it went from out of the ring for more than a year. Interesting to see him back now, and interesting to see where he goes next. He's got that IBF European title now, so I'm just going to check on something real quick. But overall, I mean, Sean McComb is a great fighter and proved it once again in there, and just a really, really, really high level boxer. So it is good, I suppose, if you look at the at the struggling here. If you look at the ranking organizations, the world title bodies, you have the IBF, the WBO, the WBC, and the WBA. And in my opinion, which is a good thing for Sean McComb here, the IBF is actually the strictest. You see with their weight limit, stuff like that there. You see with is this the right thing? So yeah, the way they do the rehydration clause, and their elements that they're very strict with their mandatories as well. Just because you're a big name, they don't let you get away with it for long. They even stripped Usyk after the Fury fight, so it's kind of just that willingness to not take any excuses from fighters that really makes the IBF stand out amongst the other ranking organizations. Now, the top 15 here, you have Jack Rafferty. Now, this could change because obviously Sean McCombs just won the European title, but Ben Crocker wasn't in here with it, so it depends. But top 15, you have Jack Rafferty, Pierce O'Leary, Regis Progress. Sees problems like this I take alright, and it happened when I was looking through the WBO rankings, and I had this conversation with the president of the WBO on Twitter. A fighter like Sean McComb, who was defending his European WBO title or Intercontinental WBO title a lot, he was defending it a lot, and he was number 8 ranked, I think, and then as soon as he loses in a very close fight where he should have won, nope, you're 11 or 12, and then you're 15, and then you're out like within the month. Whereas a fighter that, and it happened, it was literally exactly Regis Progress. I'm pretty sure he just lost and was put into the rankings at a weight class he hadn't even fought at. So it's clearly just a money making thing. There's no two ways about it. But Regis Progress at number 13, John Manu at number 12, Ernesto Mercado at number 11, Adam Azim at number 10, another name ranked fighter. Let's be honest here, should be nowhere near the IBF's number 10. Arthur, this is going to be a tough one. Bayarslanov, number 9, shout out to him. Alves Rodriguez at number 8, Jermaine Ortiz at number 7, Kenneth Sims at number 6, Oscar Duarte at number 5. That could be a very interesting fight for Sean McComb right there to get him way up into these rankings as well. That would be a good one. And Oscar Duarte is kind of number 3 ranked because there's no number 1, 2. We got Gabriel Venezuela at number 4 and Lindolfo Delgado at number 3. And you see here, obviously, the world champion in Richardson Hitchens. And, a great win for him last time out over, a warrior and an always, a never dying fighter, and George Kambosos Jr. But Richardson Hitchens looks sharp as ever in that fight. And all those contenders, I mean, Sean McComb fits in right amongst these people. He was already scheduled to fight Pierce O'Leary on the Eubank versus Bain number 1 card, but unfortunately for them, I think it was because Boxer needed a slot or something that fight didn't happen. I mean, Regis Progress would be beautiful for Sean McComb to get him into the rankings. I think he could beat Regis Progress very easily. Regis Progress, fighter I like to watch, respect. Obviously, 2-time world champion as well, but I think we can all make the Regis Progress mightn't be. He's closer to the end than the beginning, as they say, to put it respectfully. And yeah, so John Manu, haven't seen Adam Azim. Let's be honest here, he should be nowhere near number 10 ranked in the IBF. He's beat completely no one. I think he's beat O'Hara Davies. That might have even been his last fight because of the current boxer situation. I think the fact that he's number 10, it's the same that if I go to welterweight right now, that Conor Ben's going to be in the top 5 probably. It's just boxing being boxing with the name value and the money. And it's so clear to see how someone's name value influences where they get ranked. So obviously the welterweight champion of the world right now is Lewis Crocker for the IBF, and probably 3. He's at 3 right now, and will be at number 2 hopefully. Paddy Donovan, and obviously they just fought. Now is Conor Ben in here? So he's actually not, which is shocking. But Echo Esserman number 15, Jack Catterall number 12. Some great names in here. Liam Paro, who just won the Eliminator. Now where is Conor Ben? Callum Walsh is number 4 ranked. I'd like to see that. Well, maybe one like to see that. Yeah, so like for example, Conor Ben is at number 7 ranked at 154 in the world, when he pretty much just fought some random Mexican to stay in shape. So, but enough of the boxing waffling for now. We have Jack Matthews and Neil Magny just underway, round number 1. Nice job so far from Neil Magny. Obviously, taller fighter, longer reach. On the back foot right now, Matthews just trying to feint to get in close. But once again, the footwork and the circling of Nate Magny prevails. Now, huge uppercut miss there from Matthews, but we're back into the centre of the octagon with 4 minutes to go here in the first round. Nice job pushing Nate Magny back. Miss again with the right hand from Matthews. Kind of locked up here in the clinch. Matthews got the body lock at the moment. So we're back in this clinch position. He breaks, but Nate Magny was facing the other way, and then, let's be honest, Matthews kind of hesitated there. So didn't really get much off. Nate Magny back to work with the jab. 3.5 minutes left to go. Very active fight so far. Matthews just can't find the range without right hand going in. He's doing the right things though to set it up, behind the double jab, stuff like that there, feinting to get in. That was a problem with Bellato or yeah, the last fighter who lost when he wasn't feinting, wasn't jabbing even to get in. So great start so far from both men. But I think Nate Magny has just had the better or more. He's landed more shots so far. So see how this plays out. Jab again from Nate Magny. Left hook misses for Jenkins, and Magny tags him with a jab as well again. So heavy jab work here from Nate Magny so far. Hasn't really looked to follow in with anything too significant after it. But, you know, Nate Magny is known as kind of the gatekeeper in the welterweight division. So this is the biggest test of Matthew's career so far. And see what happens, see how he gets it done. Obviously he's lost a good few times, so any Magny win isn't too far off the books here. But is Magny on the way out? Who knows? I mean, he's still a veteran, so he's still coming for fights and still winning, clearly, so why get rid of him yet? Why retire yet? Nice job once again from Nate Magny, just bouncing about on the back foot. Great hook to the body there to start off combination from Matthews though. Oh, huge uppercut for Nate Magny, lands in between a flurry of punches. Nice jab again from Nate Magny. That jab has been sharp and precise all night. So far, 1.5 minutes left to go in the first round. Nice up jab from Matthews, but into the clinch up against cage. Magny in control here. Just working the body with some shots. Matthews kind of just trying to work that body lock, or not even the underhooks, my bad. Hook off the clinch there, breaks for Nate Magny. And Magny shoots in for the double leg, and it looked like Matthews jumps the guillotine here. I don't think he's got it at all, but it did look like Matthews had the underhook there and like hesitated or something, and Nate Magny then ended up getting the takedown. I don't know what happened there. It looked like a technical error from Matthews. I don't actually know if the guillotine's in, but Matthews probably just trying to use it as a defense mechanism against obviously Magny further progressing, who is kind of inside control at the moment. Matthews got the knees in, switches it around. He could end up fully mounted here though, which is the problem for him. He's still hanging on to that guillotine. He's got it. It is tighter now. Oh, he's on top of that guillotine as well. Has he got it? He's got a one-arm guillotine right now, but he's mounted. Is he going to get that second hand in and potentially finish this fight? Hasn't he, Magny, got his? Nope, he's still got it. I don't know if it's one armed or two armed at the moment. Camera angles causing trouble. Nate Magny is out. There we go. First round submission victory for Jack Jenkins. Nate Magny wasn't out. Oh, that is tough. Okay. Well, Nate Magny wasn't actually out by the looks of it, but it did look like he was out. I can't blame the referee at all there. But yeah, I don't know. I would have stopped that if I was the referee as well. Nate Magny wasn't. I don't know. I thought Nate Magny was out, but I mean, he jumped up straight away in protest, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, you see here, the one-armed guillotine is in kind of two arms. Magny's not really responding, and it did, I mean, to be fair to the referee, although Magny's arm did stay in the air, it did look like Magny had his arm kind of wrapped around Matthews, and then it floated off to the side, and then the referee jumped in. He did shake the arm of Magny, so I probably would have given it a wee bit more time. Um, as soon as the referee shook the arm of Magny, which to be fair was still off the ground. Wait. Alright, completely wrong thing. I was just ignored. So, my bad, but the round just ended. So, mistake on my behalf there. But either the round ended or they restarted the fight. I don't know if they've ever actually restarted the fight. Nice left hook there from Matthews. 30 seconds into round two. Nate Magny back on the job. I need to see what happened here. Darren Till on FaceTime with Conor McGregor. I'm sure that'll be interesting to see. Nice with the jab again from Nate Magny. What actually happened there? And we're up against Cage in the clinch once again. Off though, back into the centre of the octagon at the moment. So the referee actually stopped it with a minute left or with a second left in the round. And Nate Magny got up in protest straight away, and I think they did then reset the fight. Or just called the round. So interesting to see there. But Matthews right now has the back of Nate Magny on the ground, and he's got a hook in as well in that leg. So yeah, see it by the horn it ended up being. I don't know, I really think the referee stopped it there. But hook in here for Matthews fighting for that rear naked choke. And obviously then eventually the body lock as well, probably to come with it. We're in the hand fight right now. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the referee just stopped the fight, but when he realised Magny wasn't actually out, just said that it was the end of the round, instead of calling the fight. But Matthews got that rear naked choke, but he gets on the mount instead, and then Magny's got the arm under. He's going for the triangle as well right now. Matthews, he's got a mounted triangle choke. Nate Magny in serious trouble here, pretty much just trapped. Arm trapped in the triangle choke at the moment from the mount. Matthews looking to work that Kimura maybe at the same time as well. Serious danger for Magny here. 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes left to go in this round. Is he going to get out? Is he going to sneak out from underneath? He's near got his elbow out, and he breaks the grip of the legs of Matthews, who's now going for the armbar by the looks of it. Or the leg lock. No, he's in the side control, is he? Hold on, we're a bit confused here. Alright, back into half guard for Matthews here. Let's go of all submissions, and I'm going to run some ground and pound here. Good round so far for him after pretty much already beating the Magny in the last round. The referee definitely made a mistake there. I mean, he stopped it with second left and then realised this mistake and just said it was the second round. I mean, at least Magny got the fight on, you gotta respect it. But Magny kind of just sprawled out here on the bottom. Matthews trying to land some ground and pound. Needs to posture up and get to work because not a lot happening right now. He's near a crucifix there. But where are we like? Right, ground and pound again. Not much happening here to be honest with you, so just trying to fill in the space. We've got a minute left to go in the round, and Matthews is just on top right now with the control. Interesting work here. I mean, obviously he's shown the base submission there, so he's probably looking for that. He's on the arm triangle right now, I believe that's what he's fighting to get. I'm quite annoyed here because the UFC's camera angles whenever he's got these submissions are not very good to see what's happening. But Neil Magny gets out once again. 3.5 minutes near enough of ground control for Matthews in this round. So this damn near Matthews round. Um, which would make it 1 each in my opinion going into the third and final round. Neil Magny just trying to land some from the bottom, but unfortunately 5 seconds left, not enough time to do any damage. And yeah, so that'll be the end of round number 2. Alright, so the third and final round about to get underway. It's even right now in my opinion, 1 round each. First round Magny, second round Matthews. So it's up for grabs here. And Magny coming out that jab. Nice right hand though from Matthews. Magny returns the favour. Now we're going to war. Let's go. Bite down on that gum shield. Accuracy's been a problem all night for Matthews. That right hand, in my opinion, he hasn't really landed as much as he would like to. As much as he's through it. The Magny goes to take down there, but sweep fields. Nice jab and hook from Matthews. We're in the clinch right now, centre of the octagon. Interesting to see the next move here from Matthews, considering the ground control and the submission threats he's had so far in this fight. See, 19 of 51 lands from Matthews and 48 of 85 lands from Magny's on significant strikes. Matthews has jumped that guillotine again, but I don't believe he is anywhere as close as he did the first time. But obviously, it wasn't as tight the first time either. Around as soon as he jumped it, he's going to look to work his way into this. But Nate Magny is on top. Nope. Matthews gets. They're up on the feet at the moment. Matthews is on control on the cage and the clinch. So quick sprawl there for both men. Back into the clinch on the cage. Now, Magny with the underhooks here. Switches position, gets Matthews back up against the cage. Some body work, some shots to the thigh. Uppercut in there, maybe trying to posture up for a knee, Magny. Or go for a guillotine of his own. Matthews snaps out of it. Working to the body, into the head with the hooks and the uppercuts. Nice right hand on the break for Neil Magny though, and a knee up the middle. Matthews kind of doubled over right now. Knee again for Magny, who's working on his Darce choke, I believe, right here. Matthews breaks it. Not a good position at all for Matthews here. Magny is on mount with Matthews back up against the cage, but Matthews is going to give his back up here maybe. Matthews got his back on the ground, by the way, and they're not on the cage. But Magny has the back. Matthews gets out, great sprawl from him on the leg, onto the cinder. Alright, that was very good wrestling there. In my opinion, used very bad position Matthews is in, but he uses the momentum to get Magny off his back. Magny is near done a powerbomb there. Any wrestling fans will know what that is. But Matthews used the single leg to get up. Magny's got him again though, and he's on that Darce again. And he's got that tight this time on the ground, and he's on top. with 2 minutes to go. That Darce looks tight in my opinion. And Matthews taps, so there we go. Name Magny gets the victory. Darce choke in round number 3. I don't know why I keep saying round number, but in round 3, Name Magny gets the Darce choke to get the comeback victory after he pretty much already lost the fight. So I mean, I really don't know what to think there, but yeah, I mean, what can you do? Respect to Name Magny. Veteran out here still getting victories over young up and coming contenders. You have to respect that. Putting out the tweet right now. Alright, so to be completely honest, that was a weird one right there. You know, you had Neen Magny pretty much got submitted in the first round, if we're going to be honest, but then the referee saves his own mistake. I mean, he did stop it with a second left in the round, so Jake Matthews pretty much won early, and then the referee corrected his mistake, and it was a mistake to be fair, because Nate Magny wasn't actually out, and there we go. And Nate Magny gets the round 3 submission. You know, it was a close fight. I think Magny was doing better in round 3 as well, so he was already winning in my opinion, and he just get the Darce to finish it off. So on to the next, but I'll be back in a quick minute. You know, you can check on my Twitter, see some of my scoring from there if you want, but I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so quick break, but we are back perfectly in time, just as Jack Jenkins versus Raymond Tavares is about to start. Now, first round underway, let's go. Now, my pick here was Jack Jenkins. Um, yeah, in my opinion, Roman Tavares. Alright, I'll be honest, I might not be the most, I might not be the biggest spectator of either of these, but I do think from momentum and from what I've seen, I do have Jack Jenkins in this fight. So we'll see how this goes. Both men starting off strong with feints. Both looking to come forward, so kind of a clash here already. Both men looking to hold the centre of the octagon. Got feints from Jenkins. A solid right hand landed though at the start for Tavares. You gotta love the feinting. Um, nice body kick, but Tavares is countering with the body kick from Jenkins with an overhand right. So I see a southpaw as well. So Tavares is a southpaw, so it's overhand left, or maybe stance switching, who knows? But more feinting here, more or less just circling the centre of the octagon right now. Jack Jenkins on the back foot, really trying not to back up onto the cage, and he has a nice job there, but he has been backed up further than he was. Nice body kick right there from Jack Jenkins. So pretty much he's just getting caught with counters to his own shot at the moment. Feints the takedown there, it wasn't the best feint ever. Needs to watch, don't get kneed doing that. Shooting the jab out there, body kick again. Tavares is kind of catching that body kick on the way out, but not really stopping it, blocking it or anything. Um, so 3 minutes left to go in the first round so far. Body kicks, maybe the jab from Jenkins, whereas Tavares is looking to counter with shots. That overhand left off the body kick of Jenkins as well is what he's looking for. And pretty good fight so far. And Tavares tags Jenkins there with a big straight left, and right after tags him with a big kick to the groin. So that's going to be a 5 minute break or however long it takes. Nope, never mind. Jack Jenkins is ready to go right now. No time wasted right there. I mean, it was a pretty flush kick, so respect to him. Both fighters land there. Let's go. Tavares back on the front foot pressure. Jenkins backing up again, but kind of just trying to circle the centre of the octagon. There's another close kick. Head kick though from Jenkins. Hurts Tavares. We're throwing now. Oh, huge uppercuts in the clinch from Jenkins. Knee to the body. He's going to separate here. That was a brilliant head kick. Stunned him. Nice jab lands. Tavares still dangerous though. Jenkins needs to watch because he's still there. He's not like really badly rocked. And a nice straight left from Tavares lands. Tags Jenkins flush on the nose. Oh, huge overhand left and a hook and another one from Jenkins and another head kick. Front kick now. Nice head movement off the centre line and straight left lands for Tavares. You can tell Jenkins knows he can hurt him now, and he's kind of letting go of his power shots more, and the momentum's changed. It's now Jenkins on the front foot, lands a nice inside leg kick there, and a huge uppercut once again stuns Tavares. Kind of get caught in these clinch positions where they're both like throwing hooks, but the uppercut is landing brilliantly for Jenkins in there, so probably look for that shot more. But overhand before that there, and a left hook as well. He's throwing that inside leg kick, nice, makes Tavares slip coming in there with it. Nice job again from Jenkins. Inside leg kick. Outside leg kick this time, he's landing at a higher rate as well, 50% on significant strikes for Jenkins, worth 37 for Tavares, who's ended up back on the front foot. But I think Jenkins is looking for counters here. You know, another head kick blocked though from Tavares. Tavares really heavy on the front foot pressure. Brilliant check hook from Jenkins, that gets him off the cage immediately. Brilliant work there from him. You know, you can kind of tell now that he's backing up because he knows he can hurt Tavares, that he's not backing up because he's hurt, but he's backing up to try and land his own counters. Tavares lands a nice hook there though. Jenkins throwing back with head kicks. This is scrappy. But round one ends, in my opinion, that right there is 10-9 Jenkins. Landed some huge shots in there. You know, overhands, uppercut was landing brilliantly. Obviously the head kick stunned him. So that's going to be Jack Jenkins round for me to start off the fight. Good back and forth though. Like, although Tavares was wobbled and stunned at points, uh, he often like recovered quickly and threw back. So you gotta respect that. Wasn't afraid, and obviously in the end ended up going back on his front foot pressure. You know, see how he recovers here over the first round, but overall took some licks. They're gonna get back out, do his own damage. I mean, I think earlier on in the round he was able to tag Jenkins with his straight left a few times. Nice, you know, it was kind of ahead off the centre line when Jenkins throws his jab, and then you throw a straight left. But you see that head kick just landed right below kind of the temple and made the legs go wobbly for Tavares. But round number two underway. Jenkins is pretty much just trying to pull or trying to make Tavares come in and there go to land a counter shot. And in my opinion, Tavares might fall right into it. He's very heavy on his front foot pressure. Body kick right there. Nice job though from Tavares. Another head kick. I mean, Jenkins keeps throwing the head kick. He just doubled up on it. Throws a leg kick in there and hurts Tavares' leg. Maybe not. Maybe it was low. Tavares got some hands. So does Jenkins though. Jenkins switches stances, jabbed and switches straight back. Body kick. Huge left hand from Tavares though, off the body kick catch as we were talking about earlier in the first round. Nice leg kick though from Jenkins, but Tavares runs in on the double leg from it. Now we're clinched up against the cage. Tavares in control here. Don't think Jenkins will mind this position. Trying to work for the underhooks right now. Knee to the groin again from Tavares, and in my opinion that's a point there. Whether they're accidental or not, that's two foul occasions. And Tavares doesn't look too apologetic about that second one. It was just a knee straight to the groin. So I think you have to take a point there in my opinion. Mark Goddard, the referee, to see what he's like. I don't think he's going to take a point. Obviously, he's giving Jenkins his time to recover here. Bit longer on this one with the recovery, but he's still back up on his feet and ready to go once again here. Now, what is happening? Final warning by the looks of it from Mark Goddard, so he's not going to take a point here from Tavares. Luckily for him, back underway, and lovely shots straight away from both men. Hooks to the head from Tavares, but nice body shots from Jenkins. And Jenkins with that head kick again. Tavares is probably like, you know, when Aaron Pico was coming in and it was just like all front four pressure, and then he gets countered with something and knocked out cold. I feel like that could happen to Tavares here. He's kind of just coming forward very heavy on the front foot pressure. Jenkins gets that head kick up again, but knocked off balance by a jab. Very creative inside low kick there from Jenkins. So working that leg a lot right now over the past two rounds for Jenkins. 2.5 minutes left to go here. Knee to the body from Tavares, that was nice. And he's working his jab more. Overhand left was tough. Come on. Outside leg kick. Once again from Jenkins. Spamming the leg kicks right now. Tavares is kind of trying to catch the leg kick at the same time and throw an overhand to obviously catch Jenkins off guard. But he didn't get it. He's missed it a couple of times, so that's obviously his like main focus shot. Nice hook from Tavares. This could be a Tavares round so far. You know, it was a good comeback round for him. Nice late hook around the side as well there. Jenkins switching it up, trying to stance switch and get his way in. Maybe frustrated, can't get his way in close enough. Nice tape to the body though from him. Oh, and he throws a question mark kick. Just about misses it. Nice outside leg kick again. He's trying to use that jab to hide the outside leg kick coming in. Which is smart. Nice jab from Tavares. Tavares once again with a leg grab overhand. Jenkins trips him briefly, but they're both back up. Jenkins got him against the cage, and we're in the clinch again. Jenkins shooting in for that double leg, trying to work for it, but he's back on the body lock. Tavares has the underhook, but gets swiped. Jenkins, they're both straight back up. Jenkins working for the double leg again. Tavares maybe threatening the guillotine, but he's got the underhook in there. Can he get him off the legs? He does, he gets him up. So we're back on the hand fighting right now. Jenkins still trying to work towards that double leg. He's on the single right now. He has got the leg, but I think he's back off it. Knee to the body from Jenkins. Knee to the body from Tavares. And Tavares gets out, skips through the side, and we're back on it. Nice body work and a huge hook to the head from both men actually. Nice straight right from Jenkins, and the head kick again lands. And a really nice switch sweep there. I don't even know the proper word for that, but that was nice. You see Peter Allen hit it, if you know what I'm talking about. That's run in, kind of switch stances and take your opponent down. That was very nice. And I think that might just steal around for Jack Jenkins in my opinion, because I didn't necessarily think that he had. I think it was kind of, that round was definitely closer, and he didn't do as much, damage in shots or hurt Tavares as much in that round. But in my opinion, he still does get that round. So I think he steals it there at the end with that takedown. Round 3 coming up, third and final round. 2 Jenkins in my opinion. So it's been a great scrap so far. Maybe Tavares will be able to land a knockout blow. Who knows? Maybe it's one each. Because that round was definitely closer. Straight back to action. Jenkins ripping that body kick as the third one gets underway. Nice shovel uppercut from Tavares, my bad. Lead hand fainting here. See the hand wrap, I think it might be flying off of Jenkins' glove. Goes for that lead hook, misses. Tavares once again shooting him with that leg grab overhand. Hasn't really landed it at all throughout this fight. I think he landed it once or twice in the first round. He's landing that counter overhand more whenever Jenkins is going to the body with that kick, and then whenever he pulls out, Tavares throws that overhand, and that's when he's landing that more. But Jenkins back in the clinch here and on the double leg. Tavares defends it. Tavares might have no, he does have the red on. Once again, just clinch work right now. A lot of clinching tonight, whether it's action packed or not. I mean, This is what you gotta see. It is good to see fighters though like this. Good sweep from Jenkins, and he gets half guard with a minute left. No, with 3.5 minutes left in the round in the fight. So this is huge for him right now to get another takedown to potentially get a huge amount of control time. Let's see how Tavares does with this and if he can get up quickly enough to get back to work on the feet. So Jenkins looking for that ground and pound at the moment. Tavares just trying to push him off there, doesn't work. Jenkins just trying to advance in position so far. Still in half guard though. His arms chopped. He gets it free, trying to land some ground and pound out with that hand. Holding Tavares down here. Tavares struggling to get. He's moving towards the cage, trying to get back to the cage obviously, but Jenkins turns him away from it. Does he get it though? He does get his back to the cage. Tavares, and now he's looking to work his way up. And I think he might get it. Jenkins traps the leg though, which is smart. And he's got that leg locked up right now. So let's see how this goes. Jenkins still got the control, still on the ground. A minute of control time at least, a minute and a half actually. 2 minutes to go, round number 3. And Tavares stands up. Jenkins has his back. Will he break the body lock here, Tavares? No, Jenkins sweeps him out again from underneath, takes the neck and locks in the rear naked choke, and I think that is going to be it. That looks tight. No, he slides off the side and Tavares ends up on top. Wow. Alright. So the angle was a bit off there. He was kind of on the side of Tavares, but it did look tight, but he does end up sliding off. Tavares has now got a minute and a half on top to do some damage of his own because he's been lacking in this fight. So this should be interesting right now. Right now, Jenkins just kind of holding Tavares' head down, and they're in full guard right now, so probably just trying to prevent as much damage as he can. I mean, there's a minute left in this fight that he's definitely been winning, so he doesn't want to be getting knocked out, obviously, with ground and pound off of one of his own mistakes. Could be costly though, let's see. Tavares trying to posture up, 50 seconds to go, last round. Jenkins just with a body triangle, not the body triangle, just got his legs wrapped around the body, trying to, I don't know, really just trying to defend in my opinion. He's not fully trying to work his way back up. He's getting closer to the cage, but I don't think he's going that right. He's kind of maybe going more the triangle route. But some huge elbows from Tavares land, and Tavares is getting to work here. 30 seconds to go, and Jenkins just kicks him off. All right, fair enough. If you can do that, why not? Just actually like fully booted him off, and 20 seconds, 15 seconds left to go. Tavares is now on the front foot, throws a head kick, misses. Let's go. Oh, and Jenkins ends up on the back, lands some huge shots at the end of round 3 to end the fight. In my opinion, that's either 29-27, wait, 29-28 to 20-20, mate. In my opinion, that's either 30-27 Jenkins or 29-28 Jenkins. Definitely don't think there's a case for Tavares winning that fight, unfortunately for him. But another great fight on this UFC Perth card. Entertaining so far, all fights. Wanderlei Silva is fighting right now. That's interesting. Just quickly while I tweet here in other news, Wanderlei Silva got knocked out cold in a boxing fight apparently, and then a huge fight broke out after it in the ring. You gotta love the side quests that these old UFC fighters go on. This is a massive fight in the ring afterwards, actually. I wish I could show this, but oh wait, no, he got knocked out cold during the brawl. Oh shit. someone literally just like hooked him in the middle of just not him not expecting it in the slightest. He just got whacked with a hook. So out goes Wanderlei Silva in his boxing match. See these retired UFC fighters, man. We gotta keep them away from the boxing ring. Please do them a favor and just don't let them fight in that boxing. The decision here. Alright, so quick break there once again, but we are back. And coming up next is the co-main event as Jimmy Crute takes on Ivan Arslan. Now, Ivan Arslan did lose to the fighter who started off the main card, as I realise I have the audio playing in the background loud. But Arslan did lose to a fighter earlier on the main card by by who was it quickly? Yeah, Navajo Sterling did defeat Arslan. Arslan is actually 0-2 in the UFC, so Jimmy Crute also coming off the back. He's coming off the back of a submission win against Martin Pacino, or yeah, Pacino. Very interesting there. And before that, there having fought from losing to Alonzo Manfield in 2023. So co-main event up here as we head into the late times, but you gotta love it. You gotta be here for it. Even on nights like this, where it's just someone like Dominic Reyes. Nah, I'm joking. Dominic Reyes is the GOAT, and we are all here for the comeback of a lifetime. Just on a quick note, um, I beg, just flipping, never see. I mean, no one's even on this right now. But see if you're a family member or a friend of a UFC legend, for the sake of your family's name, for the sake of your flipping family members' health, for the love of God, don't let them fight in some random boxing match that's not even probably sanctioned. What are you doing? Just tell them no. Don't let them fight, man. Like I've just witnessed Wanderlei Silva, obviously a UFC legend, get stiffed by someone's quarterman in some random boxing match after he got disqualified apparently. Like we've got to put a stop to these people doing this. It's not safe at all. And everyone's fighting in between as well. They don't have a clue what they're at in them random boxing matches. But whole lot of me in here tonight. But yeah, get these guys out of these random boxing matches, man. Anyways, UFC 320 coming up next. Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira rematch in their sort of highly anticipated rematch. Close fight out the first time. Ank wins it. Ank by 47 or 48-47 decision victory. Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen in the co-main event there as well for the bantamweight title. Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Roundtree. Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Salal, and Abus Magomedov taking on Joe Pyfer. So stacked the main card there on the T-Mobile Arena. You know, interestingly, we've seen a more vocal Alex Pereira than usual this time out, but overall, I think the takedown risk, I don't know, you'll see my prediction video on that. Come back and check that out for more. Jimmy Crute, Ivan Arslan coming up next. I believe I did pick Jimmy Crute to win this, but we gotta check it out. It's a light heavyweight bout actually, so alright, so I did pick Jimmy Crute to win this one actually. So hopefully he does us proud here. But let's go. So yeah, as I was saying actually earlier on, great win for Sean McComb. Man, little boxing, man. I believe there's some MVP on right now. Most Valuable Promotions over there, Jack Paul. So if you're, a boxing fan, that's on right now as well. But we are covering the UFC over here, and we're all here for the Dominic Reyes comeback. Obviously, we all know he had that highly controversial loss to John Jones a long time ago now, went on a really bad downhill run where he was getting knocked out cold by every fighter he fought and left the UFC. He then comes back, he beats Jacoby, knocks him out TKO. Then he beats Anthony Smith TKO, and then he knocks out Krylov cold, which gets him into the position to take on who, in my opinion, is the real number one contender, as Yuri and Khalil, or Yuri and Jamal. They're number one and two maybe, and they both already lost the title. Or no, it's Alex at one, Yuri at two. Obviously, Alex is fighting for the title again, but if he loses, Yuri's already lost. So I think that you will end up with. I think Yuri's already fighting Khalil as well. So I think you will end up possibly with a Dominic Reyes title shot here, which would be interesting. Or the winner of Yuri versus Khalil taking on the winner of Ulberg Reyes. But if you look at it the way it is, if Magomed wins and Alex Pereira will be, it'll still be number one, number two. Yuri's still fighting, and Ulberg is realistically the next title challenger. So hopefully that leaves Dominic Reyes in the position to capitalize on it and to steal the opportunity from him, and get that last shot at the title that we've all been waiting for, that he got robbed of so many years ago. You gotta love it for Dominic Reyes, the Devastator as he calls himself. It's been great to watch his comeback so far, and hopefully it continues tonight, man. Because it's one of the more wholesome storylines in the sport. Obviously, we've seen this year has been the year of the veterans. You've seen Usman get the win over Buckley. You've seen obviously Magny got a win over earlier this year. Then you see obviously Volk won the belt back in the biggest comeback for the sport. Great year for the elderly, we may say, but yeah, overall great times to be a veteran in UFC at the moment. Maybe New Magny getting the win actually tonight. I forgot about that, but it was literally like a fight ago. Shit. A quick update on that Wanderlei Silva situation. He was actually disqualified for headbutting his opponent in a boxing match. So if you're one of these MMA fighters going over to boxing, obviously don't do that. Fake is pretty simple. You're not supposed to do that in MMA either. But he was just throwing flurries up against the ropes and then headbutts his opponent, and then gets himself stiffed by the corner man in a brawl afterwards. Handy enough night for probably someone who's like 50 or 55. Stop letting these people fight, man. I'm being serious. Same way the Texas State Athletic Commission. I'm pretty sure it was let a 60-year-old Mike Tyson, who had to pull out once and had probably severe injuries, fight Jake Paul. Like that was a pro fight. Like that was a pro fight. Like how does that happen? But we're here anyways, and Jake Paul's fighting Javante Davis, who's a lightweight. If you're a viewer over here and you can't tell, I'm also heavily into the boxing scene. So if you obviously are a fan of that there, subscribe, follow along. I make a lot of videos on that there. We'll be doing live streams on boxing as well. Huge month coming up in November, obviously. We have that Jake Paul fight. Then we have Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben 2 as well, pretty much in the same day. Or one's on Friday, then we've got Eubank Ben on Saturday. Then we got Islam versus JDM that Saturday night as well. So stacked out weekend there. Then the weekend after that, we have the ring number 4, which is David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. We've got Bam taking on Cafu. No, it's not Cafu. Sorry, we've got Bam fighting on there as well. Devin Haney taking on Brand Norman Jr. for the WBO welterweight world title, and Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes on there as well for the world title. So I'll be covering that card. Hopefully the card for the stacked weekend before as well. I'll be covering that there. Then I'll be doing videos and stuff for obviously UFC 320 coming up and any other boxing there is. So check it out. Follow, subscribe for more. We'll come back, do interviews and stuff as well. So that should be good. You know, if you're into that stuff. Beltron back with the beard tucked in, like. So round 1 underway. Jimmy Crute takes on Iran. Maybe not Iran, actually. What is this guy's name? Jimmy Crute is taking on Ivan Arslan. So here we go, round 1 underway. So we're looking at right now really kind of just slow feints. I mean, Jimmy Crute and Ivan Arslan, when it comes to the level of eliteness that had light heavyweight, I'd say they're nowhere near it, which is why they're not even number 15. They're not even top 15 ranked. Some huge hooks opening up for Arslan, and he lands the better of the two as they trade there. Goes in for the takedown, but Jimmy Crute stops it. Now we're back at range. Or the void. Shout out DJ. Pretty good shot from Jimmy Crute, I think. Taped the body from Crute as well. I mean, Ivan is just throwing for the fences and then gets tucked down. Just full on power double leg. This Jimmy Crute takes us back here. I mean, Ivan was going for it to be fair, but I mean Jimmy Crute seen that opening by a mile and just went in, completely power double legged him. He's now kind of on the side of him, trying to take the back of Arslan here on the ground. Arslan's fighting to get back up, fighting to get to the cage. Jimmy Crute pulls him over though. Jimmy Crute just trying to get that leg, that head's gone here. Jimmy Crute's got one of his hooks in. That was the word I was looking for. He's trying to work to get on the back of Arslan, who's standing now, and they're kind of just clinching up against the cage. So 3 minutes to go right now in round 1 of this co-main event. Jimmy Crute still got the body lock from behind, tries to sweep the leg, gets it on a second attempt and is on the back straight away again. Looking to get that hook in. Arslan's back up. Jimmy will probably look for the sweep again here. He's trying to just pull him down and get on his back, but it doesn't work. Arslan near reverses, but then Jimmy Crute ends up back on top. Going for the darce here, Jimmy Crute. Seen one of these from Neil Magny earlier on the card. Arslan escapes though. Crute on the back though with a hook in this time. 2 hooks in maybe. Nope, still got 1 hook in for Crute. He's on the back. Arslan is standing, but Jimmy Crute still got the hook in. Is still on the back. He's using his toes on the cage, but referee didn't know. Arslan reverses though and gets on top, so see what he can do from here. Nope, never mind. Jimmy Crute literally just reversed him in about 3 seconds and is now in full mount. That was actually crazy how quick that happened. Some huge ground and pound here from Jimmy Crute. As Arslan turns his back, Jimmy Crute get the hooks in, which obviously he's been looking for all night, but he's a bit high on the back for the choke. Oh, he taps. That was one of the weirdest submissions I've seen in UFC. So Jimmy Crute was too high in my opinion for the rear naked choke. He kind of just like he was still going for the choke, but in my opinion, it looked like he was just pulling Arslan's head back, and then Arslan tapped. So there we go. Submission win for Jimmy Crute in the co-main event. That was quick. Wasn't expecting that, but Jimmy Crute gets the job done. Nice win there for Jimmy Crute. I mean, obviously he's kind of had like an up and down career in the UFC, but gets the job done well there. Moves on, bigger and better things. Let's go. Please tell me Auckland is in Australia, not New Zealand. Oh shit. No. My bad. I tweeted homecoming victory, but Jimmy Crute's Australian and um, the event is in the event's in Perth. Where did I get Auckland from? Man, I was right. What am I doing? Right, doesn't matter. Didn't even make a mistake. I'm confused right now, but Jimmy Crute gets the win. Let's hear what he says. Alright, so we're just in the build up now, waiting for the main event to come on. Dominic Reyes takes on Carlos Ulberg in pretty much a title eliminator, in my opinion. Although Yuri versus Khalil could also be the same thing, but we'll see how stuff works out. But if Dominic Reyes wins, I do think they might push to give it to him. It is also more fair. I mean, we've seen these guys like Yuri and Khalil both lose to Alex Pereira for the belt. Just because it's a different champion doesn't mean they should get a shot again. I don't know, but we'll see. It's been a very quick pace tonight, and tickets looked to have sold well eventually in the end, so it's another good thing for the UFC. And here comes the trailer. So obviously, um, I mean I've said this twice already, but we all know Dominic Reyes went on a brilliant run, took on John Jones for the title. Puts on a brilliant performance, then loses. I mean, everyone thought he won 3-2 pretty much and gets robbed there. Then he loses to Jan, loses to Yuri, and then loses to Ryan Span, which is more of a rough one. But he comes back and goes on a brutal victory, a brutal knockout run, a display of his true power and his ability to just, show that he still got it. So he knocks out Jacoby, or it might just be Jacoby. He knocks out Dustin Jacoby. Brilliant TKO finish there. Then pretty much just battered Anthony Smith. Brutal performance there. Stops him eventually. Rough one there for Anthony Smith. And then fights Nikita Krylov. Knocks him out cold. Out cold. They're shooting now on replay. Absolutely beautiful knockout counter shot. And that was Reyes' ticket back into the top level, the world level of sport. Now he takes on number 3 ranked Carlos Ulberg. Now in my pick, I did pick Dominic Reyes here. So let's see what happens. Ulberg, obviously sharp hands, heavy hitter, but he has been knocked out before. And we all know how hard Dominic Reyes hits. So, I mean, the opportunity for what I would call one of the most wholesome comebacks we would ever see in this sport is huge here. But obviously, we all know. You hear Michael Conlon said, "You can love these sports all you want, but they'll never love you back." And just because it's written as a story tale or as a fairy tale doesn't mean it ends like one. But let's hope that if we can get anything, so Dominic Reyes gets his title. Let's hope. All a man can do is hope. Hopefully Reyes lands first. That's what I'm thinking. After seeing some of those shots Allberg's throwing. But I mean, Reyes has always been a brutal knockout artist, so let's go Reyes, man. Obviously the last time out for Allberg, by the way, he beat Jan, but obviously that's a more older Jan, and whereas Reyes took on the champion version, and it was a close fight. Allberg could have lost that as well. I don't really remember it being a very eventful fight. But here comes the walkouts, and here comes the devastator, Dominic Reyes. Let's see what Twitter's saying. So who's the favourite so far? So we've got 8 votes, and 5 of them have went to Reyes by it looks like, or maybe 6. Let's go. I still can't believe one of this will get knocked out cold. That's crazy, like. He did headbutt, to be fair. Not gonna lie. Dari said don't headbutt in a boxing fight. Might be a smart play. Just controversial take. Could be good idea. Maybe that would prevent an all-out brawl after it. But whatever floats your boat, mate. I think I've actually already got a really good photo for Dominic Reyes. So this is the process. You have to get the photos of the fighters, before, and then you can get put out the tweets if they win. I think my one for Dominic Reyes was already good. We'll see here. You can usually just use the base photos that UFC give, like the stock photos. No, we're struggling here. Dominic Reyes, man. This is potential to be unbelievably special. We all know how good this would be for him to win, so let's hope. But either way, it's been good to see him back, man. I've picked him here. He's extremely heavy-handed, so for the comeback, and obviously it's possible as well, we got Dominic Reyes in this one. And he does his run around the octagon as he prepares for his opponent, obviously Carlos Ulberg, to get into the ring. Let's see what happens. Amount of times I say get into the ring or in the ring while watching the UFC is high. Well, in my defense, I am way more of a boxing watcher than a MMA watcher. But anyways, still on 8. Wanderlei Silva got absolutely smoked. Get Dan Hooker, Israel Adesanya, Kai Car France though tonight. Ulberg making his way out right now. It's always a rough one out here, but we keep going. Main event finally, 5:10 in the morning, by the way. At least still dark outside. All these days I got now for, a good bit of time. It's kind of that time of the year, depending on part of the world you're in, I suppose, but where I am, we've made it the safe time. You should see, in the summer trying to get to sleep after these events, and it's literally daylight outside. You could just start your day from there. But yeah, we gotta hope for that stuff to stick out or stay away. Let's go, Reyes, man. We got Jimmy Crutch finish being compared to WWE submission. So Ulberg to win by KO minus. Alright. I went away. Different bits. We gotta talk about Tank as well. I gotta make a video on that. Pretty much said he's retiring from boxing and like took a wee fit on Twitter after Shakur Stevenson was like pretty much beat him in an argument. Like, you gotta love that long cable that just stretches across the octagon in the UFC for the cameraman. Like, if anyone ever trips across that, man, it's game over. They're in the octagon, like, and this guy's gonna trip. Obviously, they take that out, by the way. I mean, when they're doing their walkouts and the introductions. Oh, let's go Reyes, man. Ulberg, I mean, in my opinion, might be like, maybe I'm just not, you know, I'm not a huge Ulberg fan, but even from the build up this week, during fight week, I really haven't seen Ulberg even talking. So, it should be interesting. Maybe doesn't have the biggest personality in the world, or maybe I'm just missing it, but who knows. Mark Allard again for the main event of the evening. Been live for 3 hours and 16 minutes, so I don't think anyone's here, but if they are, shout out to everyone's been here. Shout out to everyone that came here thinking that it was going to be the actual live stream of the UFC and then get what they wanted. Unfortunately, that's not allowed, but hope you find what you were looking for. And once again, I'm gonna get that round timer, and hopefully next time, whether it's for the boxing or for the UFC, just some technical difficulties tonight before, and we needed to get this started quickly, and we did. And we've been here for 3 hours more, but let's go. Come on, please let Reyes win this, man. I beg, let Reyes win this. That'll be so cool to see. Ulberg is a -255 for 7-1 is 7-1 in the UFC as a favorite, but I'm pretty sure he's just yet known the UFC, or not yet known the UFC, and he's on a fight winning streak from his loss. But that was the loss that I was talking about where he got knocked out, so who knows. This crowd looks pretty filled tonight, so I think the UFC might have fixed their ticket problem, whatever way they done it. Reyes does look bigger in there, but I think Ulberg might be lankier. Might have just also been the camera angle. Let's go, Dominic Reyes, man. Come on. This is the first fight of the night where I have emotional wage, like emotional investment in this. So this could be the first one where you get a proper reaction. So let's go. Round one underway. So leg kick misses for Ulberg. Just both fighters race on the back foot right now. Ulberg taking his time. I mean, both are hard hitters, so there's not a lot of room for mistake for both men. So it's normal that they both be more cautious. But another nice leg kick for both men actually. You gotta love when a fighter does something and then halfway through your sentence, crediting it, the other fighter does the exact same thing. You just gotta adjust it. Reyes with a low kick again. Ulberg with a feint to the body. Come on. Reyes just on the back foot so far, just circling. Looking for the low kicks. Nothing through to the head yet from Reyes. He's kind of got that, not like low guard where Will is a wee bit, but more just loose. Maybe got that lead hand stretched out a bit, maybe looking for that check hook. But as a harder hitter, he can do more damage to that, obviously. No kick misses from Reyes. Ulberg just backing him up. Reyes charging in and points, misses a head kick there. Southpaw now for Reyes. Or maybe he was southpaw the whole time, that's my bad. Low kick again from Reyes. Nice work on the legs so far. I can see red in already, but a nice 1-2 from Ulberg. Call me Joe Rogan out here, man. I'm calling the redness on the leg kicks. It's crazy. Dominic Reyes just jumping in and then go for the head kick again. Not really liking that. Nice jab from Ulberg. Really good shot, lands flush. Nice low kick again from Ulberg. Ulberg's working the legs as well. Come on, Reyes. 5 rounds here for Reyes to get to work, so we'll see how it goes. Front kick misses from Reyes. And Ulberg tries to back him up and hit him with a huge looping shot there with a double jab behind it, but it misses, thankfully. Nice jab again from Ulberg. Nice work with the jab so far from him. Dominic Reyes goes relaxed, goes loose. Ulberg throws front kick, gets blocked. Ulberg's backing him up now against the cage. Ulberg's a more loose fighter as well. You can see at points where he has his hands down and stuff. So obviously opportunities for Dominic Reyes. We're getting a bit shaky. This is also a stage of the stand up late. So apologies for any shakiness in the voice or something like. Nice straight to the body there from Ulberg. Nice straight to the body again from Ulberg. Discipline so far from Ulberg. Not rushed in with anything really too stupid. Just working that body, working the legs, working his jab. Whereas Reyes is kind of taking bigger shots and missing with the head kicks and stuff. Oh no. No. Reyes knocked out cold in round 1. Oh no. Piss off, mate. We're doing the shush emoji like no one's been talking to him all week. He has not talked. Oh man, Reyes. Come on. We've set up so good, man. But he gets caught and unfortunately put out. See it here. He goes in, gets tagged with a really nice jab, stuns him. Right hand on the jaw, perfectly flush, puts him down. And a huge ground and pound shot after. Puts him out cold. Well, probably title shot next for Ulberg. That's devastating. That's so annoying, man. That's so annoying. I hate seeing Reyes go out like that, man. That's so annoying. Come on. Could we not have got the fairy tale ending for once, like? It's devastating. I'm not saying that in pardon the pun, like, but that is devastating. And he caught him beautifully. I mean, obviously that was sad. It's sad to see Reyes get put out like that. It's sad for the comeback trail to be ended like that as well. You know, you gotta admit it either way, whether you're a fan of him or not. That was going to be such potentially such a great comeback. But let's see what Ulberg says here, man. Alright, so we're gonna wrap this up here, and I'm probably gonna record another video, but just quick thoughts on the whole thing altogether. Apologies to Carlos Ulberg for any things I may have said there, but I'm not happy with that. Obviously, no one wanted to see Dominic Reyes get put out like that, and the comeback. It almost felt like it was destined, but Carlos Ulberg puts an end to that there with a first round knockout. I mean, that was absolutely brutal. Fair play, and he definitely deserves a title shot next. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And some fresh blood in those title fights as well, so that would be good. Jimmy Crute with a great first round submission victory over Ivan Arslan. Um, I mean, Jimmy Crute maybe try and get him another fight to get into that top 15, but I don't think he'd make it maybe, but who knows. Jack Jenkins, great decision victory over Roman Tavares. Those are featherweight. Yeah, just two. I don't know really what to do next for them. Same with Nate Magny and Jake Matthews is kind of like, what do you do with Nate Magny? Because he just ends up in all these. I mean, I know Nate Magny is going to end up in like another what people consider gatekeeping fight, and Tom Nolan got a great submission victory over Charlie Campbell as well. So shout out to everyone that won tonight. Great card, a lot of first round finishes as well. So you gotta respect it. UFC Perth, a great card overall. This has been my first ever live stream, so 3.5 hours, and we're done. But shout out to anyone tuned in. Definitely an interesting one. Definitely back doing this again. And yeah, let's go UFC Perth. What a card! Like, subscribe, follow everything. You see it on your screen right now. SAS Combat, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and that's it. I'm out.